If you've ever eaten something delicious and felt shame instead of joy, you're not broken. You've been conditioned. So I have a confession. I've been the mom eating a chocolate bar in the car so no one would see me and no one would find me. I've also been the mom hiding the wrappers so I didn't have to come clean about what I just did. We've been conditioned as a culture that there are good foods I'll never forget. I was at my in-laws' house once, and my husband's niece, who was 8 at the time, she was sitting at the counter, and I overheard her say something to the effect of, "Yeah, I've been eating really bad foods lately. I need to eat better." And in that moment, I knew these words weren't her words. This was diet culture. This was coming from her mom. We've been conditioned that if we eat a certain way, then if we resist all our temptations, then that's good. But if you don't, that makes you weak. And it was after this experience that really made me very intentional on how I talk about food in front of my children. And I think girls are especially susceptible, but I know boys are too. The thing is, shame shuts down pleasure. Pleasure isn't the problem, it's medicine. The problem is the guilt we feel for partaking in pleasure. When was the last time you enjoyed food without mentally calculating how many calories it was going to be? The macros or how you're going to burn it off later? So I created something called the pleasure plate formula. Because most often, we're not seeking out food, we're seeking out pleasure, connection, comfort. And we think food is going to give us those things, but then when it doesn't, we feel guilty and shame. But the thing is, food can be aligned. It can be satisfying. It can be emotional nourishment. So the pleasure plate formula, we have the sacred snack. So building snacks into your meal plan that are deeply satisfying, like something you actually like to eat, something nourishing like protein and fiber, and something hydrating like water or tea. So this can look like dark chocolate, nuts, and some water. The nuts are going to bring in protein, not as much protein, more fat. The dark chocolate gives you that sweet. I actually keep dark chocolate chips in my freezer as often as I can. So when I am feeling that urge, I can have a little treat, but it's not going to derail my whole diet, my whole meal plan. Having a little popcorn, some apple slices with peanut butter. Again, the apples is the fiber, it's a little sweet. Peanut butter is more nourishing. Balance doesn't always mean restriction. It's understanding what are your goals and what fits in there, what feels aligned. We also have the 5-minute reset ritual. This means you're sitting down, you're not eating, standing up in the pantry. Take a deep breath. Look at your food, smell it, anticipate it. Take the first bite slowly, savor it. Ask yourself, do I need more or am I satisfied? Have you ever heard of the 3-bite rule? I only heard this explained like with cheesecake, but I'm sure like it applies for multiple. But it's the 3-bite rule is you take 3 bites of that dessert or cheesecake, and usually that's enough to satisfy what you're seeking. Next, we want to find aligned, healthy swaps. These are like little upgrades. So if you're craving something creamy, why not go for some Greek yogurt with some honey? And I love to put a little dash of cinnamon. If you're craving something salty or crunchy, what about some crackers with hummus? And if you want something sweet and still cozy, what about apple slices with almond butter? Today, I want you to choose one food that is deeply satisfying for you, a food you love. And this is not about guilt. This is about gratitude and enjoying the pleasure of it. When you allow pleasure and put pleasure in parts of your day, the cravings calm down. When you feel safe with food and you feel safe with your own decision making, emotional balance becomes easier. If you haven't taken the quiz yet, I highly recommend you take the Cravings Decoder quiz. You will get the Pleasure Plate PDF to your email. And if you love, this is more of what I teach in my Align Body Blueprint. I'll leave details below.